Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Budding Watch Enthusiast. So I mentioned all the way back in my first episode that my appreciation for watches really didn't exist until I got my first automatic watch when I got my Sal Baltimore. And that was kind of the thing that lit that spark, that got me interested, that showed me why watches are awesome. And like I said, I love that automatic watch, and that's what it took to get me there. And I've talked to a couple friends of mine since I've done this channel, since I started doing the channel, and they've checked out some of the watches that I featured. They really like them, they look really cool, but they also tell me that the price is a little too much than they're willing to pay. And I totally understand that. Like I said, especially if you don't own any watches, if you're just buying quartz watches for, under $100, saying, hey, pay $500 for this Hamilton might be a bit of a jump for your first watch. So I wanted to compile a list of 5 watches that I would buy personally, 5 automatic watches that all come in priced under $150. So if you're looking to start a watch collection, if you are looking just to buy your first automatic watch, these are 5 options that I personally would buy if I was in the market for such a thing. Before we get started with that, a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing the Seiko SKX 007, a watch that will not be featured in this video because they really can't be found right now for under $150. They are right above that price point. You can get them for under $200 usually. But listen, we're not going to talk about that today. This field of watches has really been dominated by Japanese watchmakers. Of the 5 watches that I'm going to talk about today, 4 of them were made by Japanese watchmakers and 3 of them were made by the same company. So we will talk about them last. The first watch that I want to talk about is one that I actually purchased for my wife for her birthday a couple months ago, and this is the Swatch Sistem51. Now, Swatch is a brand that's been around for a long time. It's probably not uncommon that you might have had a Swatch watch when you were younger. Swatch is known, of course, for making very colorful watches, for making, the little with the plastic and rubber bands and colorful dials and very unique looking watches. But they also have a line of automatics, and the Sistem51 is probably the most popular line. Now, you can get these for between $100 and $150 brand new, even cheaper if you're willing to pay, if you're willing to buy a pre-owned watch. And what are you getting for that price? Well, you're getting a Swiss automatic movement. That is right. It is the cheapest Swiss automatic movement that you are going to find. And guess what? That movement is hand windable, which is kind of crazy. You also have a date window complication with it. You have an exhibition case back. And the Sistem51 specifically comes in a huge variety of colors and styles. So there's something there for every taste. These are just really fun watches. I knew that my wife would really enjoy this. She has enjoyed it a lot so far. It's just a really fun watch and a great way to dive in with an automatic watch. Now, of course, the only downside with Swatches is that they're kind of one and done. If you ever have any problems with them, if they ever stop working correctly, unfortunately, they cannot be repaired because the case is hermetically sealed, and once you crack it open, there's no way to seal it. So you do go into it knowing that that's going to be the case. Also, this is probably the loudest watch that I've ever heard in my entire life, just hearing its ticking and hearing the movement being used. So that's fantastic. But again, Swatch, a fantastic option for this price point. And again, if you want a Swiss movement, a Swiss automatic movement, and you want to not spend $150, you got to get a Swatch. The second one that I'm going to mention is from Seiko. Again, not the SKX, but their more entry-level line, the Seiko 5, most notably the SNK series of watches. Now, for my money, there is not a better value to be found in the automatic watch market than the SNK line of watches. Here's what you get with this watch. You get a day-date complication. You get the 7S26 automatic movement, which is the same movement found in the Seiko SKX. You get an exhibition case back. You get a recessed crown, which will keep it safe because there's no crown guards on the watch. And for all of this, it costs less than $100. And if you're willing to shop around a little bit, you can get an even better deal. I got this one, this green Flieger style SNK, for less than $50 brand new. That is insane value for money. So It's a great first automatic watch. I may do a full review on this one day, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to dip your toe in the automatic watch waters and you don't want to spend a lot of money, get yourself a Seiko 5. You will not be disappointed. Again, fantastic value for money. Now, the watchmaker who really owns this market, this sub $150 automatic watch market, is Orient. And it's weird to me that a lot of people probably haven't heard of Orient. I mean, people know Seiko, people know Citizen as two watchmakers that are around this price range, but Orient also, they dominate the space. It's crazy. I'm going to talk about 3 Orient watches, and I'm going to tell you that if you wanted to build yourself a diverse 3-watch collection, you could buy these 3 Orient watches and have yourself a diverse 3-watch collection for under $500. So in that 3-watch collection, the sporty pick that you're going to go with, that's going to be the Orient Mako II. This is an Orient dive watch, 42 millimeter. And check this watch out. It looks very cool. It comes with the caliber F6922 movement. That is an in-house movement from Orient. And oh, by the way, it has hacking and hand wind, something that the more expensive SKX, generally thought of as the superior watch, can't say. That's pretty cool. Just fantastic value for money. Again, a great looking dive watch. I love actually how the day and date on this watch are individually framed. I think that looks very classy and is a very nice touch. And the Orient Mako II costs less than $150. You can find it on Amazon for $145, so just underneath the price point that we set. But this is a really cool dive watch. I gotta tell you, I might really want to check this out. And good news, it's something my wife really wants to. So I think that maybe for a gift one day, I'll get her a Mako II, and then maybe we'll do like a watch duel between that and the SKX. Because again, but in terms of entry-level divers, it's kind of a toss-up between those two, I think. So you need a dress watch, and this is going to be a very cliched pick. This is something that if you are a watch enthusiast and you watch other YouTube channels that talk about this watch as the best entry-level dress watch, but with good reason. It's awesome. That's the Orient Bambino. Now, the Bambino ranges anywhere between like $110 to $150 on Amazon, and the price disparity is based on the style and the color that you get, because there are a ton of options for this watch. If you want your dress watch to have Roman numerals, to look like a more traditional watch, get yourself a Generation 2. If you want something with batons and with a nice sunburst dial, then get yourself a Gen 4. And they come in a variety of different colors. It's got a date window, again, automatic movement, in-house from Orient, the F6724. It's got hand wind, it's got hacking. That's awesome. Now, the only downside with this watch is that it's a little large for the average person for a dress watch. It does come in around 42 millimeters. It is about 12 millimeters thick, which is thicker than most dress watches. Again, automatic movement, it's going to be a little bit thicker. But if you need a dress watch and you don't have an occasion to dress up often, that you need it all the time, it's hard to say that there's a better value out there than the Orient Bambino. And again, tons of colors and styles. Honestly, I have no idea why I haven't bought an Orient yet. It doesn't make sense to me because I look at their watches and I'm like, wow, these are great value. And for some reason, I just haven't bought one. I might have to remedy that soon. We'll see. Now, the last watch I want to talk about is a watch. I think every collection should have a fun watch. And what do I mean by that? I mean a watch that is a little bit bold, a little bit out there, that'll get people's attention, and that when people see it, they have to ask you about it. They have to be like, what is this watch? Tell me about this watch. I got to know about it. Need an automatic fun watch for $150? You would be hard-pressed to do better than the Orient multi-year calendar watch. This clocks in at around $130, and this thing is crazy. It is a multi-year calendar watch. It is a calendar watch. Now, I'm not going to explain how the calendar works because I had to Google it last night. Because when I was looking at this, I'm like, how the hell can you tell what the date is on this thing? It's insane. It's actually really simple. Again, I'm not going to go into it here. Check it out if you're interested. But this is just a really cool looking watch. Again, automatic Orient movement. The multi-year calendar is something that they've been known for several years now. Comes in a variety of dial styles. You see the square one that looks almost Cartier-like. You've got the round dial one. They have other ones that have like world time and stuff like that on it. It's very cool. This is just a really neat looking watch. Like I said, it looks like a lot of fun. Not something that I would wear all the time, but the way the calendar setting works is really nifty. Very classy looking watch. So that's the Orient multi-year calendar. Again, around $130. Very cool, fun watch to have. And so that is it. Those are my 5 picks. Those are 5 watches that I personally would purchase if I were looking for an automatic under $150. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there. Hit that bell icon down there. YouTube's doing all kinds of crazy stuff with notifications for subscribed videos. But if you hit the bell and you say, hey, I want to know when the budding watch enthusiast posts a video, then guess what? You'll know every time I put a video up and you can check it out. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you all next time.